We are back live. We are getting ready to go inside. I'm going to turn the camera around and follow these guys. Oh, hang on. Get the camera turned around. There we go. All right. Hey, you Natasha?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
Hi. Good to meet
Just
you.
met right outside, so we're filming live if you guys are good with that.
Hello.
All right, cool. So Natasha and Ron, they're our hosts tonight, so we're gonna follow them around and let them tell us some stories and show us the place.
Okay.
Get ourselves geared up for this.
Oh yeah, we gave it a big talking to, so.
Yeah.
Did you
Did you tell them to play nice?
Yes, yes.
Play.
Yeah, I told them
definitely
to
play.
Yeah.
Definitely play.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll follow you guys wherever you want to start.
Big old tour. You want the whole tour, everything that we know about it? And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
great.
I thought we'd go through the whole place, and then when we get done, Brittany's gonna come over. She's gonna trim the gel, and then anything I couldn't answer, she can probably answer for you.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right. So we'll just start right here.
Okay.
Okay. So has anybody been here before?
No.
I've actually was here back in 2015 with another team. I was just a spectator with them. I was tagging along. So I did get to see the jail rotate then. They turned it then. But I only got to see a little bit. They didn't give us like a full tour.
Okay, yeah, we're doing the whole.
Yeah, you get
Perfect.
the whole building here.
Thank you.
Except for the office.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. So fast. Okay, so the building was built in 1881, finished in 1882. There are three commissioners up there. The last three pictures up there, those were the people that were responsible for overseeing the building. They, however, did go over budget by $6,000. So by the time their term was to run again, they were not elected. So they weren't able to use the building as they were kind of went to. They were going to use it for city meetings and things like that. So that's who they are. They are the ones that have their names outside when you come in. You see overhead.
Oh, okay.
That's their names. So they were the ones responsible for that. This man right here was Maxwell Tannenbaum.
Okay, the one the center next door is named after.
He is the reason why the building is still going on today. He went to Wabash College here. He went to Harvard and worked on Wall Street.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so when the building was closing down, he tried to want to save it. He did do that by well, yeah, he did. He did do that.
He purchased it for $1.
Yeah, from the Montgomery County Cultural Foundation that he created. So that's the money his trust was given to that lives off of the building today. So
That's pretty cool.
he's
$1.
the reason. Yeah, and
Pretty good money.
and I'm told is that when he did create the foundation, everyone in town knew that he was trying to keep the building going, so no one was out to go try to, get it.
Buy it on your own.
Yeah. So he's the reason.
Do you have anything interesting that happens in this area?
We do.
Right here?
We do. This hallway here, we've had some our tripwire go off, and we sat in the museum room over here for probably over an hour one night, just a few weeks ago actually, and this has happened a few times since we've been here. We sit in the museum room. We have our cat balls in there, our tripwire out here, and a REM pod. We've had a REM pod up here, and probably talked for 40 minutes or so, and asked a few questions, or asked a lot of questions, and then got down to a couple of questions which just tripped everything off. I asked about the weddings being held here. That seemed to trigger the things going off, and I brought up everybody's name that I could think of associated with the building, just odd names also. And when I just brought up the situation about the fire, the tripwire just took off out here.
Really?
And didn't do it again for a while. We asked about the fire again, just tripped up. But that was with stuff out here, and then in the room in there, the cat balls.
Also,
That's cool.
Brittany, under 2 different occasions, one time the police were here checking out the place because the front door was wide open. That's deadbolted shut.
Oh, she told me that on the phone when I talked to
It's
her. Yeah.
happened 2 times within about 2 weeks, just before the museum opened back up.
Wow.
Then about 3 or 4 months ago, we was here, and Natasha and one of our other team members walked into the room over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I was over in the jail, and they heard footsteps following them into the room.
Yeah, we were just looking at the
And they thought it was
museum.
me.
Yeah, and you just heard normal footsteps. They come up there, stopped, and we both turned around and looked, expecting to see Rod, and he wasn't there.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I know. We try to write down everything we
Yeah.
experience or.
And we never really sit in the hall, really done anything serious here. I think this is one of the hot spots.
Yeah.
Definitely. I have a picture I can show you later that one of our trail cams caught from the piano looking this way at 5 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's over here. It's interesting. Okay, so I think that's all. I'm sure I got everything covered. Oh, I guess I can say something else. The sheriffs that are on the wall, they went through terms. So you would be a sheriff, you could serve your term, but you couldn't do it again. You had to sit out at least one term before you could come back. So there was 43 sheriffs total, and you'll see some of the names on there at different times, like here this year's, and won't be here for a few years, and he's back. That's because they couldn't do consecutive terms. So their families and them all lived in the house. Yeah. One of the men that does tours here on occasion, his uncle is up there. This one right here. And he used to, I guess, play in the building when he was younger.
Oh, yeah?
And then he went on, I believe, to become a deputy at some point and had brought in some inmates here in this time also.
That's cool.
So it's kind of neat that he still is able to, be here at a place he kind of grew up at and can do tours and tell that type of stories.
So I heard there was, during all those families that lived here and stuff, that there was possibly two children that passed in the residence.
It's not confirmed, but that's kind of, we've got one or two. We know that there is a child that we think's here, definitely.
Okay.
Out on the catwalk in the jail, hearing laughter. We've
Yeah.
had some Estes methods with younger kids that hadn't really done Estes before, teenagers. And when they got done, she kept saying, I kept hearing a little girl laughing, and they didn't really know a lot, what that would be from. We're like, that makes sense.
That might make
But that
sense,
would
yeah.
come through,
Yeah, definitely.
So when we get over there, we can kind of tell you more about where that's at. But talk about the $6,000 budget. They did really nice work, and it goes all the way to the top where,
Yeah.
you wouldn't think they'd go all the way to the top with it, but they did. So it did also have marble floors that lasted for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
They said that the weather just didn't keep it where it needed to be, so it started crumbling. So they did bring in a guy to take it up. From what I'm told, he took it up for free, but he was able to keep all the marble. So probably.
Well, $6,000 in 1881 is equivalent.
That's a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
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 It's a lot of money back then.
Well, we came up with 150,000.
Good luck.
Was the
Heavy duty crown molding up there.
Yeah, that is some good details.
Yeah.
How is this wallpaper then too? Because this wallpaper looks like it's.
They said that when they started making it into a museum, that's when they kind of added all the
Some of
stuff on.
the
So it's-
extras.
yeah.
Alright, so
All
it's not, even though it does look.
Yeah, they did it to like here.
They are very into keeping this as original as possible,
Very nice.
but there's a lot of things you just have to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Before the place falls in or anything.
Right.
All of the furniture is to be to its time period, but none of it's original to the house because the sheriffs, when they come in, they have to take their furniture out.
Come and
bring it
go,
back in.
yeah.
But it all is to its time period, and most of it's from the Tannenbaum family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's cool. Well, thank you, Max.
This was when they built it, they had it ready to go for electricity, even though electricity wasn't in the town yet.
Yeah.
So it was one of the first buildings, I believe, that had electricity. So the light up there is situated with the electricity and then without. So they have used this device here that they would be able to light it until electricity came through.
And as advanced as the town was getting at the time is why they built the Rotary Jail here, because they were coming into electricity and all.
So that's a coal burning fireplace, and I just found out recently that they put these covers on, not only for safety, but it also looks pretty with the coal coming through, so.
Yeah.
Is there anything that goes on in here?
Well, we had our trail cam set up here going that way, and in that doorway is a picture I can show you later. We haven't really sat in here and investigated too much.
We will.
That way, I mean, there's
Yeah.
we concentrate on the places we get all this stuff from,
You
but we
kinda get
haven't.
stuck on places and then you kinda let go on others that are still.
Yeah.
good.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
We've done that too at places, like,
And
kinda
every
get
time
stuck and
it's
it's like,
gonna change,
we
too.
never went to that room.
Yeah, I know. This is a two-way radio over here that's original to what they would.
That is a portable two-way radio.
It looks like it
Looks heavy.
Yeah.
And it has a
Yeah.
battery, a car battery in the bottom.
It's an external, yeah, it's an external battery
Isn't
that they
that
use,
something?
and they had to get it going, they had to warm up like half a day or something to get it going and warming up for it to be
Wow.
useful.
That's pretty cool
But
though.
that's their portable their battery.
That is
That's pretty cool.
That is. That's something. Yeah.
1890s when they actually got
Matt,
electricity.
you see that
in
sign?
here.
Did I play the piano? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, I guess over there, that photo over there, the lady, that's Joe and Virginia Courtney. They are walking down the steps that right out the door right here.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they were, they had their marriage, or ceremony was at Wabash College, but their reception was here.
Oh,
So the picture next to it, one of them's not Joe, is it?
No. I believe her dad was a sheriff here at one point in time too.
Okay.
So the big cabinet is not original to the building, it came from the courthouse. They rolled it down here or?
Yeah, so they took and was gonna dispose of this out of the courthouse, and no one wanted it destroyed, so it ended up a bunch of men carried it from the courthouse over here, and sent it here for its final home.
Yeah, I'll bet that thing's heavy.
No, this is the room that, well, actually, this room is the reason why they went $6,000 over the budget, because when they were building the house, they decided that this was supposed to be the kitchen and the dining room, and they decided this isn't gonna be big enough, so then that's when they added on this, our gift shop now, they added on this room because of that, and that's what their $6,000 budget went over. So in here, I have had where, just talking about some of the stories of the house and the hanging, I've felt like a tight chest in here before.
Okay.
And I've had that happen in a few places in here, but just in the middle of the day talking about it, I've kind of felt that in here.
Okay.
Might be something to just be aware of.
thank you.
We have some of the artifacts in here. Some of the reasons why the Indians were here. Most of the people that came in here was in here just for a couple of days, and it was mostly drunkenness and
Yeah.
things like that. It wasn't ever meant to be like a big prison or anything. It was just a 1 or 2 day stay and be gone. You wanna head on to the jail part? No, this is the part that amazes me because it's just like, everything's just like a normal house here. You just go into
Oh,
a
thank you.
whole other world.
This is something.
Go from everyday living right to the jail.
Right smack in the middle of that. Wow.
So this would be the entrance to the jail sign, and that's an original entrance sign that used to be on the outside.
That jail entrance?
Uh-huh.
Wow, they brought it in to preserve it.
That's
so cool.
Oh, I can imagine there's your barn right there. Huh?
And you probably know
Yeah,
this is the
looks tough.
only, one of 3 remaining rotary jails, and the only one that still turns. The other 2 are in Council Bluffs, Iowa. And I guess they named it the Squirrel Cage.
Oh, okay.
And then Gallatin, Missouri has the
One
other
of
one.
these is the Gallatin, but that's Council Bluff. But this is the 18 original ones right
Okay.
here.
The blue ones are the ones that were built by the company that built it. And then I believe it's the red ones then, once they got the building going on, they decided they can put this in a catalog, sell the catalog, and then just have their own towns.
Oh, wow.
So here's your catalog.
So then it was
Oh, wow.
responsible
Cool.
for the people in the town to get their people to.
Oh, that is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Sure for a book.
You know?
It's really neat to have a copy of that.
That's pretty cool.
And then over here, and if you haven't seen these before, you can
put the
We're all
rope
set.
on, yeah.
I'll be darned, I'll be darned.
So did I read correctly that that was the one that was used for coffee, that
Yes.
broke twice?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And are you familiar with Eric? I know you posted a lot of stuff out there, how
Yeah.
horrible it was. And
Yeah.
he was a simple man, and he was 23. The guards were known to really feel sorry for him. They would, he was scared of the dark, so they would sleep with him sometimes in his cell.
The guards would sleep with him.
And he was crying the night before he was
Because he
hung.
lived to be pretty highly special needs.
Right.
He was
Yeah, I did
so,
read that, yeah.
Scared to death that he had to sleep with an
And
inmate.
I don't know if you're familiar with all the stories. Like, he did admit to it 3 times that he was
Yeah.
there, but then when it come down to it,
All 3 stories were
A little
given
bit
a little
different.
bit more info on it, and they just wrote him off as, you don't know what he's talking about.
one of the guys that he had said that was responsible for it at one time
There's the rotary right there, man.
I think they did get him at one time, but then they let him go because Coffee's story kept changing. And the guy that was supposed to be with him or help do it, they gave him an appeal because Coffee had again said there was somebody else involved. Well, they went ahead and gave the other guy an appeal, but still went ahead and hung Coffee, even though the story was still obviously up in the air of what was going on.
I'll be darned.
So, the barracks, did you see where the barracks were hung out here when you were coming?
Yeah, where the wood ramp is?
Yes.
Yeah, where they had the gallows.
Actually, I missed that. I'll have to go check it out. I'm sorry.
Now, this room was set to where 2 guards could watch over the whole place.
Right.
One there, you can see the women's and the entrance here, and from over there, you can see the maximum security.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of
The
that.
inmates at the time wanted the gallows to be taken down because they had to look at them out the windows all the time.
yeah.
You see that, so and I'm not sure what year that they actually did take them down, but there was 2 hangings within 6 months of each other, so after that last hanging, I'm not sure how long they stayed up. This is Elizabeth Shaw. She was the matron here. She was deputized, the only female that was deputized. She served the meals, did their wash, took care of them.
What year was that?
She served from 69 to 73, and that's her serving the last meal in 73.
Oh.
Her husband was sheriff here.
Okay.
She's still alive, too.
Yeah, she's still alive and lives in Crawfordsville.
I reached out to her, but didn't hear back from her. I was gonna see if she would come do an interview, but I never heard back from her. Darn.
I'm not sure you might, when Brittany comes over, we can ask about that.
Yeah, Brittany knows
Because I know
her
Brittany's,
well.
yeah,
I found her on Facebook and sent her a message, but
okay.
you never know how often people look
Yeah,
at some of
we'll
that
look at it.
sometimes.
So we'll go ahead and go in here. And, well, we're gonna wait till the end, I thought. Okay, so there's 8 cells on the bottom and there's 8 directly above it. It all turns in the same rotation. It's 30 tons and takes about 14 to 16 pounds of pressure. I can't hardly turn it.
Yeah, I keep meaning to bring a scale down and measure it.
Rod's
Yeah.
back is kind of out a little bit, so Brittany was gonna turn it really well, so.
So it's not mechanical. You gotta grab it.
Yeah, you just gotta grab it and turn
It's
it.
all manual.
So, I'm sure you are aware, like, people would come over here that, have been drinking, or in trouble, some way it'd be hot in here, the windows would be open, they'd try to get down on the floor to maybe get some air. They would let blankets down, get an arm in there, a leg, the jail turns, the jail's real quiet when it turns, and have a lot of accidents with that.
Turns. There.
And it
So
does turn.
the bars are stationary.
Right, and it does turn both
That,
ways.
and there turns.
Yeah, I thought it was
So-
mechanical. That's that's why people get caught in
I
there.
don't know, it's just, and the thing is, once it gets to turn and you get going around,
Yeah, I guess
it don't
so.
just come to a halt.
Yeah,
It's
right.
kind of- and even when it's slowing down, it feels like it's going pretty fast. So remember the catalog out there where they would sell the plans? So what I'm told is, these towns would get these catalogs and start doing it themselves and realize, well, we can save a little bit of money, we can make this a little bit wider, make sure somebody can't fit through it, but still save some money. So from what I've read and looked up, there was a decapitation. We've been told that it was not here at this building, and it could have been from where they were building them too far apart, and somebody got there because no one's head's gonna fit in this one.
That, my friends, was their shit back in the day.
Yes. It was
Actually, there's
flushed.
an old one back in
Yeah.
the corner back
Yeah,
there.
it was
Okay.
flushed
Real thing.
twice a day if there was enough rain up in the cistern to flush.
So if there was enough rain to flush?
Right.
Yes, they gather water on the roof
Okay.
and then flush it twice a day if there was enough. If it was a drought, it's done.
Now, in 1938, they
Catwalk.
did stop turning the jail. That's when there was a lady, she's posted on the internet. She was going around and seeing that some of these jails were just inhumane, even though that's what they weren't meant to be. And because of her efforts, these were stopped. And in 38, they took, you can tell where they went through and they made doors
Yeah.
on each one of them.
Oh, yeah, to cut them open.
Now, I believe it was Ricky
Now-
was doing a tour here one day with a couple, it was her and a couple guys in here, and that was it. And they heard just footsteps
On the
running
catwalk.
across. They thought it sounded like a child.
Every time you say child, I get chills.
I do too every couple of
Yes.
But you can go around and then you have to walk out this way to get back.
Oh, wow, so you actually got one that opens. That's pretty cool.
We haven't at the same time. It's possible, it's still coming.
Alex, this is where you're sleeping tonight?
Some of the bees are crazy like
I brought a padlock. I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I trust any of you guys.
Oh, is this the toilet?
That's the commode.
Got it.
There we go.
There's the real shitter, guys. So cool.
So I'm getting the glare off of the bars behind us on that.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of neat looking. It's kind of cool.
Both of them were from alcoholism or alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, there you go.
And then one guy did sit in here for half a day before they found him.
Oh, wow.
I do not. I don't think Ricky does. I think I asked her that before, but when she comes over, we can ask Steve, but I don't think. I know one was, I think, in 1920, maybe 1940.
Okay, okay, thank you.
And we were in that part of the building and room hots were going off in here and there was nobody in the jail. We had to sit in the cells.
Okay.
But we've never tried any EVPs in here or anything like that yet. So it's been really cold when we've been here.
Yeah.
But it's starting to warm now.
Until just recently, we haven't been running variations.
No, it's very new. We started in October getting involved here.
Yeah.
And I'm like addicted to it now. I'm like looking sad at home all the time.
Yeah.
And like trying to make sure I got everything right when I get questions, when I ask her questions. But it's been since October. We've been in and out here for a while, and then over the winter we gave it.
Camera.
Maybe 8 weeks because it was just so cold. And then we got back in here in
So
February,
we've been
and it's
cut.
just lots of little activity every time we come. Something happens that just doesn't make sense every time we come.
That's,
And we-
Matt, check it out.
That's going on, a few months of us investigating.
Where they were
that's
cut.
extremely interesting right
Isn't
there.
that cool?
That's extremely interesting. You see this? What is cut right here?
It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, these all used to be double bunks also.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Holes in
two
there.
per cell.
Yeah, so it would be 16 in here, the whole facility would be 37. Then it would be 16
Tyler.
in here.
Yep.
37
cut these
would
things.
be handled by 2 guards and a sheriff, basically.
Was this done by inmates?
No, it's probably when they cut them to actually make doors.
Overpowered, got out, and they caught him.
I know the one escaping from the infirmary area, that none has actually come from this area. But we can double check with Brittany again on that one, which might have been the one that come from the infirmary that escaped from up there. It's not as, like, so, I mean, it has doors up there, in the state.
Okay.
Might have just been,
Or at some point in
I don't know
time.
if it's just drainage. I know this section right here was a drunk pen.
Oh, so probably cleaning out, so.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah, probably for easy clean
It
out.
looks like more.
I've actually not researched into this yet, see.
Was it, it looked like the.
That's kind of what my guess was when I saw the first one.
Not sure if it's that or if it's just for walls leaking and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if it could have been a combination of being able to rinse stuff out
That's right.
and then heat naturally rising. It'd be about the only heat that would get into the cells. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like a logical reason, I don't know.
Drunk tank. The spinning of the rotary jails made him sick.
I can imagine.
It's been that fast.
14 pounds of pressure to spin, you can get that rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you probably could, that's true.
Like merry-go-round.
Who's gonna jump out
Largest
this
fine,
time?
$25.
I already get this thing.
Those actual holes in the snow.
We're in the
Those
wall.
holes, yeah.
That's where the top
Second
bunk
bunk.
was.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Also, this catwalk wasn't added on until 1938 also. When they made these doors, that's when they went and put the catwalk on. So before, it would just be, you could see on here, you could look up to see the prisoners that were above you, or
Yeah.
the guards could, above them. So the catwalk came on later also.
Yeah, because before that it was only in and out just the one way. You
Right.
couldn't walk around it.
Right, so
like
if
you
there
could
was
here.
a fire, or, which there was, or something serious that everybody needed to get out, it took that, crank going.
It's not a ghost, that's right.
The guard would use this to stick his head in and look around.
Oh, yeah.
Make
Oh,
sure no
wow.
one was here before he came in so he didn't get attacked.
Now,
Oh, I see. I see.
Because all that would have been closed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he would open it up.
now when Coffee was here, the pastor was going around and they were reading the Bible, playing church hymns or funeral music. We've done the spirit box through here and walked around. We have a few other Seeking Casper members that are with us, and we just kind of followed him around to see, as we talked to him, what would come out. And he said when he was walking through here, he heard like funeral music, church music or something going on. A lot of times too, we come through the spirit box like crying, which Coffee was crying very upset the night before, so I don't know if that's anything with it or not. That might be the things to listen for is the music, the crying, the child laughing in the jail cell area anyway.
All that noise is that you're texting?
No, that sounds like
Yeah.
water? I don't know.
Oh, okay, so I thought that was somebody like knocking on the door.
Yeah, I looked at him. I'm
I thought maybe it was his texting. And
like, no, I was mimicking him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like just water dripping. That was what it sounded
yeah,
like.
that's what it sounded like, but it's not wet outside.
Yeah.
Okay,
The Roger
Yeah, it
Taylor
was
River.
yesterday, though.
that's true. It could be. Inside one of the cells.
And then we have the two alcohol-related deaths.
Don't rotate it on me now.
Here's our chance, guys.
I think there's a child, and then the sheriff that we believe died in a heart attack.
Now for an extra 50, we'll spin it right now, half a spot.
I'll pay 100.
Yeah, we'll round it off to 100 if you leave him in there.
We'll let him out tomorrow morning.
We'll feed him through the bars.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, all right. So that's actually the door that opens, isn't it?
And yeah, I like that. That's a safety way to.
Yeah. Right.
Heavy duty.
Yeah. While you're doing that, you get spun around. You're like, hey,
Right.
I did hear a story also about the jail that there was a guy that would come in, he would come in once a year, every year, then he would, didn't a year, he had a wooden leg. Back then, there were wooden legs, you weren't, after, I think.
It's a new definition of peg leg, huh?
7 years, and they caught on that's what he was doing. He was purposely coming in once.
This is super cool though.
Hey, that's one way to cheat the system.
Great.
So all the sheriffs, we have a lady that's on our team also, off and on, and she is starting to research some of the sheriff's names to see if we can pull back any deaths that might have occurred here that aren't reported. So that's kind of what we're trying to get into, is just kind of get some more information on
What you don't know.
little things like that weren't maybe big deal at the time, that maybe is something that we might be seeing or experiencing here.
And just while we're in here, this door is sealed off
Okay.
in case of emergency.
Oh, very good.
Run for another one.
Thank you.
Do you know what that used to be? What that door was for? Or where that led to?
That almost looks like.
But no,
I'm not sure if that led back into the parlor.
Lost Brittany when she came in the jail.
Yeah, because I guess the residence is right on the
Because,
side.
yeah,
of
the
it.
parlor would be right on the other side where they'd entertain guests.
I wonder if that's just like a closet or something, or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So all these stairs here used to be wooden until the fire.
Okay.
Come back in this. You want to go upstairs next?
Yeah.
thank you. What you do for me.
This is the same as below us, the catwalk.
Right.
And that's where they heard the child.
Look at the catwalk down there. There's a double bunk.
In the house goes in that one room.
Catwalk, all the cells right next to the catwalk. This is pretty cool. There's an open cell. Double bunk.
Alright, Tyler, what you got?
So much for
This would be your view, looking out the catwalk. Not much to look at. Yeah, if you had this view back then, where they had the gallows, hung them to.
That'd be
So that's closed off there, right? We gotta turn around.
yeah.
Okay. So we can't go that way. So we'll turn around.
Oh, look, there's a mattress in this one for you.
That one's not open though.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? Oh, it is open. Okay.
I'll be the next one.
Never get me.
Someone can sleep in there. or-
I'll be the newest edition. Scary.
Catwalk squeaks a little bit.
Yes, it'll be on the late year 6 weeks.
For both of these isolation cells, or one of these was the women's?
Well, this was women's on this side, it had 4 bunks in it.
Okay.
And then this was the maximum security here, which were the fire.
That's where the fire was.
Thank you, yeah. Write that down on the notes.
Right there's the maximum security where the fire was.
Yeah, step into that one.
He's snuck in action, says mattress on fire, died of smoke inhalation.
It's got some of the original graffiti in there from, things.
I believe it was around 1918 that the fire happened.
do they believe he died in here before they got him out, or don't know?
I just know, they knew it was smoke inhalation, so I don't know when they actually pronounced him dead. But it burnt down the stairs, so I'm not sure of how they, you know, if people are upstairs, how they got everybody out and all that went.
Names or
You can almost do the date.
yeah.
November 4th, at the.
All the markings on the wall. Not digging up the wall is took that out. That's how you look at him in there. That's crazy. It's pretty wild. Totally. Yeah. That's all you'd see. That door. Oh yeah.
Back there is the women's. Women would never be out there in the women's. Yeah. Yeah.
There in a minute. So this was the women's.
Yes, that's the women's. Now, we have investigated in there and we have not found anything in there, anything in there. I know other people has investigated in there, thought it just felt like safe.
So Rod said there was about 4 bunks in here at one time. So still some engravings on the wall.
Oh yeah, look up here. 1889. No graffiti. They had a nice view though.
Yeah, they had a better view than some of the others, huh?
I'd say than any of the others.
There's my truck out there. My truck out there. So that'd take you back to the cells. And then the infirmary was up here, right? I don't know what these are. Photos of old writings.
If you want to go up, that's the infirmary. They would bring children, runaways, anyone that was sick. There was not a doctor on site, so they'd have to wait for someone to come over. If it was bad enough, they'd have to just go to the hospital. So if you would have got your arm or leg pinched in the jail, you'd come up here and wait to be taken care of.
Oh. Just shine some light in there because you can see part of the rotary in there.
Yes. Well, we can turn the lights on downstairs later and you can have a look at it and come in.
That's cool.
What's this?
That goes to the other rooms. There's, on the second floor, there's, where the matron would have lived, or the helpers, in some of the family rooms. There's like a few, rooms over there that we don't go into. I know there's an odd stairway. I can show you when we get on the gift shop. She says this kind of goes and just kind of turns and goes down, like it's barely any like steps to get down. So they just keep it closed off.
Yeah, I can see that's the light.
Yeah. So does anybody feel anything up here?
I don't know. My eye got like burning in my eyes. I don't know where that's coming from, but and then it never happens. But I don't know
There was
how to explain it. But
a man that died of an asthma attack up here. We have a lot of REM pod action up here.
I have acute asthma.
So a lot of people who up here feel like maybe a heavy chest. We set up here.
And gonna match your hand to it.
2 o'clock in the morning, and each of us set a separate cell and just have like different pots sitting out, and they just start going on. I haven't really had like any intelligent, like singing answers to the REM pod, just that it goes off up here at our times. We always check this window over here. It seems to sometimes not be locked when it's locked, so. So I would definitely investigate up here tonight if we get a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be everywhere.
You guys split up, go 4 different ways?
Yeah, we'll probably divide up. I don't know if we'll go in 4 directions, but we'll at least go 2 and 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do that a lot too, just, we try to run cameras, but
Yeah.
cameras never work. It's always, I got so many issues with cameras. And you know, sometimes the card won't even format before I'm trying to do it or
Right.
whatever. Or stick batteries in, fresh batteries, and all of a sudden they're dead. And it's like no matter what on camera, I can't get anything.
That's crazy. Well, we'll see what we get. Hopefully we don't have similar
I
problems.
did get these little security cameras I carry now.
Yeah.
I'll plug them into a battery pack, and I'll show you some video on it.
That's cool.
We've got a few things on it now.
Good deal.
Which was it?
There you go. No.
Oh, yeah.
But it amazes me what the shades are.
I know.
That's what
I know.
I really think is neat.
It's pretty cool.
It looks like it's freshly painted. I don't know when it was painted last, but it just looks
Yeah.
really nice. I see them in the pictures of those, the ones that are still standing, and they're definitely not as nice.
You reading all this?
Yeah, it's, I just thought it was funny that it might be beneficial for you to get arrested once or twice. It's for people who couldn't afford to go to the doctor. The doctor would come here.
Right.
Like that whittling guy, probably cheaper.
Yeah, it sounds like he was doing that on purpose.
Oh, for sure.
Trying to spin this back around. There you go.
South Park people. Thoughts about something.
Right.
So we'll go down to the basement next.
Cool.
This is my favorite.
We gotta flip this back around for that one.
Yes.
Alright. To the basement.
There's some, like, there's a room back here. We have not really investigated in here. They've just been used as storage, so we don't really have a room to go back in. Not.
You know, stand right there.
Yep.
Stand in that one available
So,
spot.
You know, back in the day, it's hard telling what happened in some
Stand
of
there
these
and pull the
rooms
door
down
to,
here.
and
Yeah.
then, you know, see if anything comes up.
Yeah, but it's, you know, hard telling back then. We could have gone on in some of these rooms down here.
Right.
So we have a lot of activity down here.
Now, what was the purpose of this down here? What the jail was going? Is this where the super bad people? Is this like solitary or is this?
Actually, this was the boiler room.
Oh, it's just the boiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's storage.
They come, they shovel the coal in, this room actually ran into the back half of this room. And then they put the walls up later.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
down the hall up here, they added a wall in there as well.
So just storage and
Yeah,
and
it's-
coal and stuff.
But they do have the steel doors to where they get the prisoners down here to shovel the coal.
Right.
Some of our activities just in this area is a lot. We've had people on our tours or that come with us overnight, be touched, just like touched on their hair, touched on their shoulder.
Yeah, pull the hair, touch on the shoulder.
We've had people that's never done this before, like maybe teenagers.
I can feel
just feel
someone
like
else down here. There's something down here. Yeah, there's a presence down here with us. I can feel it as if it's standing right next to me.
They touch you. And it's always
Yeah.
very light. It's almost so light. Sometimes it's just like you don't even you feel it, but you don't even almost acknowledge it because you're like that. I just felt something, but it wasn't enough to even think about until it's already happening. Like, wait a minute. I've just stood here before and felt touched on my back. We have a lot of REM pod action. You can put a REM pod down there.
Pod here on the back side of this wall as well.
Sit out here.
Isn't this where they kept coffee for the showing?
Yes.
Yes, he's,
That wall
actually
was-
this wall was added in, but
He
he
was
was
right-
laid
yeah.
out right here.
Yeah. Yeah, because this wasn't here at one time, I remember.
So during
Hearing
the
that story.
eclipse, we had
This is the maintenance where they would walk him up to the gallows.
Yeah. Okay, there we're back. We got our connection back.
Another door opens.
Yeah. Yeah, right? We lost connection. He opens the door and we get connection back.
That's where they would have taken coffee out up to, or when they had his funeral.
Hey, Steph. Hey, Melanie. See you guys watching.
So this is definitely highly active.
Oh, yeah.
Estes
What's
has
that?
it, and someone always touches it.
Cool.
So,
So for those watching, we keep losing connection. We're in the basement. So if you lose connection, just stay on. It'll come back, hopefully. It's been on and off a couple times since we got down here.
so this is really interesting.
Old boiler room.
We'll sit in this room out here and just concentrate looking this way. We had a flashlight. We use a flashlight on and off, and I'm kind of hit and miss on that. But when we have a session when it's for about 20 minutes and it's intelligently coming on and off when we ask it to, that's probably our most successful flashlight session we've had. It's been with this flashlight just down here facing us that way. We had our tripwire out here, and what we found is when Rod would get up and head this way and maybe come back here, something would take off and leave. That does make a noise out there. That
Okay.
clicking noise, yeah.
It's almost like something, a person just come clean
It-
past me
literally.
and rushed out here.
We
Wow.
think something's back there. I got back there after the total eclipse, and it was it's daylight then, and we have a tripwire out here. And when I was back there, I heard like a wheezing or like a almost like I'm trying to scare you out of my spot, but I'm not gonna scare you down that. It was weird.
And I put the thing on, and it's the first time we'd done it now. And I was sitting here trying to anesthetize, and I just kept hearing that. And then go.
Like something was out here going like that and said,
Oh, I see.
Oh, like-
So,
Like,
wow.
what is that?
Outside of
Like,
the.
what is
okay.
it?
I took it off, I left everything running, I took it off, and I hung it on the back of the chair, and I walked in there, explained.
at the more popular places that's been doing this for a while. But I feel like every time here we go over how the equipment works again, and it's not going to hurt, and that it may look odd and weird. You don't know what it is.
Right.
Just trust that it's just to help keep the building going and to keep your stories correct. I try to just keep reiterating that. Just this whole area.
So we keep losing connection and we're going to go further into the basement, which may affect our
Oh,
connection even more.
Nice.
But if you get anything down here.
So at worst, I can turn to just doing regular video and post it later.
Right now,
Okay, yeah, because it's not right there, but I want to make sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Got
The end.
Nope. It's got dual.
Okay.
Like I said, it has the red infrared in it, so if it
Okay.
messes with any of your stuff.
Ah, there, we're back. We lost connection for a little bit.
There's been a lot of reports here in this doorway back off to the left of there being a figure down there. We
So I
thought,
figured down,
we thought we'd seen it before and we rolled the camera back and didn't get it. But there's been a lot of reports of that right there.
I feel like something I walk back, it was like.
Kind of back in this.
This goes all the way around, man.
I felt I got it more or less
This
back
goes
there.
all the
by
way
the-
around. Yeah.
This goes all
back
the
by
way.
the voting machine facing this way is where I was finishing it.
okay, so, and yeah, this goes all the way around, but where you see the figure mainly is right here.
Yeah, it seems to be down there.
See if we can get around this without losing our connection. So this is back in here. So this is the underside of the rotary. The cells are directly above us. That's what they rotate on. Sorry if the camera's glitching. So yeah, this is what it's like without the lights. We'll be doing that later tonight. We'll be pitch black like that, investigating. This is more of that corridor that goes around the rotary. What do you think, Tyler? This is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
I'll leave you down here alone.
That's fine.
Make you sleep down here. So this is an engineering marvel. It really is. So all the ball bearings and stuff would be in here. That to roll on. And then right over here, get a look at the gears and the teeth on the rotary. That's what it rolls on. You can see it's all greased up and everything. And they're gonna turn it for us later. We won't be under it when they do that. We'll be up watching it from the cell side. Oh yeah, this is an engineering marvel. This thing weighs 30 tons. Oh, I'm getting low battery, folks, so it looks like I'm going to lose our connection altogether. So we will do a reconnect on maybe Tyler's phone if he's got enough juice when we do the rotary part, when they show us that. So since my battery's getting ready to die, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. So stay tuned because we will be back on real soon to do the rotary itself. All right, so we'll get back with you guys here in a little bit.